When I first got into jazz, I was intimidated by all the complex chords, but I soon realized that some of them are no more difficult than the open chords I learnt when I first started playing guitar. Two particular chord forms stood out to me. They were easy, super versatile, and ended up forming the foundation for everything else I learnt. In this video, I'm going to teach you those two chord shapes, show you how to turn them into the 3 essential jazz chords, and then use them in the most popular chord progression found in jazz, even if you've never played jazz before. Let's get into it. Shell voicings, or shell chords, are chords that only contain the root, third, and seventh of the chord. There are 2 types of shell voicings we're going to look at, close and spread. Let's look at the close one first. We're going to change this one chord shape into minor 7 and dominant 7. We've got the root of the chord here, the third of the chord here, and the 7th of the chord here. Now in the case of a major 7 chord, we have a major third and a major 7. To make this dominant 7, all we have to do is turn this major 7 here into a minor 7 by lowering it by 1 fret. From here we can change C7 into C minor 7 simply by lowering this major third down a semitone to become a minor third. So now we have C major 7, C7, and C minor 7. We'll explore how to use them in different keys later, but for now let's move on to the spread voicing. For the spread voicing, our root note is going to be on the 6th string, and in the key of C that means the 8th fret. Let's play our new shape of C major 7 from here. Now as you can see, we have a string gap here. There's no note on the A string. So of course we can play this with fingers like this. But we can also use the pick as long as we mute that A string. I'm muting it with my first finger here and just lightly touching the A string. And then I just take my pick and play through all 4 strings. So in these spread voicings, instead of it all nicely fitting into 1 octave, the third has been moved up an octave. The 7th is still 2 strings away, but the third, instead of being down here, it's moved an octave higher, so it's now 3 strings away. So that gives us a much wider shape and sound. As we did before, to change this C major 7 to C7, all we need to do is lower the 7th. So here's our 7th on the 9th fret of the D string here. We just move it down by a semitone and we get C7. And just like before, to change the dominant 7 chord into a minor 7, all we have to do is lower this third here. You'll find that it's quite easy to play these chords with many different fingerings. I'll give you some examples with the minor 7 chord. We could use a bar. You could go 1, 2, 3. And you could go 2, 3, 4. Let's have a look at how we can use them in a real chord progression. The most popular chord progression in jazz has to be the 2-5-1 progression. It comes up all the time in jazz tunes. In the key of C major, the 2 chord would be a D minor 7, the 5 chord would be a G7, and the 1 chord would be a C major 7. So let's use the music alphabet to find the root note for these chords along the A string. So we have our A, which is represented by putting our finger behind the nut here. And then we have B on the 2nd fret, and there's C, which is our 1 chord. So 3rd fret is C. Then 5th fret is D. So there's our 2 chord. And we'll keep going to find the G. So D, E is on the 7th, F is on the 8th, and G is on the 10th fret here. We've got minor 7 on the 5th fret like this. And then we play our dominant 7 on the 10th fret. And then we go back to the 3rd fret to play our C major 7. The C and the D are pretty close together, but that G7 is way up the fretboard here. So this is a good time to use our spread voicing. So we play the D minor 7 as a close position chord. And And then we move to our G7 by finding the note on the 6th string, so E, F, G, and then we play our C major 7 chord as a close position chord here. So altogether that looks like this. And what you'll find here is the root note progression sort of moves a bit. It goes, but those 3rd and 7ths voice lead really nicely into each other. D minor 7 without the root looks like this. G7 without the root looks like this. And the C major 7 without the root looks like this. This is called voice leading. It's where you move from one chord to another as smoothly as possible. Let's have a look at how we can use the other voicings to play this same progression. So we're going to use our music alphabet to find D minor 7 up the fretboard with the spread voicing this time. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and there's our D minor 7. This time we're going to use the close position for G7 because it's right in this area. And here's our C major 7 here, just behind the D, 2 frets back. And all together it's like this. Now here's our root note progression here. D, G, C. And if we look at the movement of just the 3rds and 7ths of the chord, it looks like this. Here are both versions back to back. Now that you can play these shell voicings over a 2-5-1 progression, it's time to actually make some music with them. I've written a simple jazz tune that uses only shell voicings and a basic melody, and I'd love to teach it to you. Click here to watch the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.